Now at 10, community members in Oklahoma City gather to remember the victims of the deadly bombing 29 years ago. Plus,
Fort Scott history is coming to life this weekend. That story coming up.
And if you are looking forward to seeing cicadas, you might have to wait a little longer.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
History has come to life in Fort Scott this weekend. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Anthony Saviello. KOAM Samantha Walker has more on how a Civil War reenactments and reenactors are helping people connect with the past.
Walking through the Fort Scott historic site, you might think you've stepped back in time. An estimated 75 volunteers have joined together to portray the site as it once was, a Civil War fort during the 1860s. Some volunteers are committing to their role, planning to eat and sleep at the fort for the weekend.
Of course, during the Civil War, it was a huge supply and hospital area. The area would have been full of tents, full of mule wagons, teamsters, supplies coming in and out, soldiers coming in and out. So to be just a little fraction of that and recreate that is it's a lot of fun for us, and I think it's good for people to see, to get an idea of what was going on here 150 years ago.
Attendees could watch live demonstrations that help showcase life at the fort during the Civil War. From weapons and cavalry demonstrations to showing camp life, visitors could get up close to history.
You get to actually stand and talk to people. You get to see the wool that they're wearing. You get to smell the horses in the stable. You get to smell that black powder, hear the concussion of the cannons firing, or the small arms, the muskets firing. It's a real visceral experience as opposed to, I've read this in the book or I saw it on the screen. This is real.
For organizers, they say seeing people excited to engage with history is the best part.
Well, that's the whole reason we do it. I mean, we enjoy it ourselves, of course, but to get people engaged or to get them thinking about it and maybe plant that seed in a kid that's going to be the next generation of historian or Civil War reenactor, that's a good thing.
Civil War reenactments have been happening at the historic site for more than 40 years, and they have no plans on stopping the beloved tradition. Reporting in Fort Scott, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
The Civil War experience will continue at the Fort Scott National Historic Site through tomorrow afternoon. Chris Warner is in for Lindsay with a look at our weather.
Yeah, we had some sunshine initially, then cloud cover began to build in. This is a look from the MoDOT camera 32nd range line from earlier this afternoon as those clouds began to roll into the area ahead of some of those scattered showers. So similar to yesterday, we didn't get as much cloud cover as we thought. But nonetheless, it is beginning to roll in. Our temperatures have been a little bit cooler today as well, and it might still shower at least for some of us out there. 46 is where we started our Saturday, made it up to 57, and that was just before noon today. So again, not quite where we're supposed to be. In fact, our average high is 70. Thursday was above that. And then after that cold front rolled through, we've been below that, and that's where we are going to remain until at least Monday across the area. We're going to start to warm up, and then we've got thunderstorm chances rolling into the area. We'll have all the details in your full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Anthony?
All right, thanks, Chris. A remembrance ceremony was held yesterday at the Oklahoma City National Memorial to honor the victims of the Oklahoma City bombing 29 years ago. On April 19th, 1995, a rental truck filled with explosives was detonated outside the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building. It killed 168 people, including 19 children, and injured several hundred more. 2 former U.S. Army soldiers were convicted of the attack. The attack was viewed by them as retribution for the deadly federal raid on the Waco compound of David Koresh in the Branch Davidians. As nature enthusiasts eagerly await the arrival of cicadas, a cold snap in Missouri could delay their emergence. Tracy Henson has more from a Missouri butterfly house.
If you'd asked me 2 days ago, I would have said there's a really good chance we're going to see them this Friday or before.
But
the ground has to hit 64 degrees, 8 inches below the surface. So we've been measuring it every single day, sometimes multiple times a day, and it is getting close fast.
And
as you know, we do have a cold front coming through, so the cicadas are sort of in a race against the clock to see if it's going to hit 64 degrees before or after that cold front.
If they don't come out this weekend,
So I think we might be pushing that emergence a week or two down the road.
buying us a little bit of time. But when they do come out, they'll be around for about a month.
Like a month? Oh my God. I mean, like, okay, it is what it is, you know?
Maybe we have to become one with the bugs.
So for the last few weeks, I've been in here playing music inspired by the flight patterns of butterflies.
When the cicadas come,
I'm hoping to go to some places that are heavily cicada oriented and try and do some cicada themed music with my band Mama Lujo. But I'm hoping that we can get them right as they're coming out of the ground. Something somber and spooky, just like them.
Might be onto something. Since we're not going to beat them, we might as well join them. I'm thinking cicadas are going to sound like this. It's a very bad version of E.T.
I think that cicadas are pretty much perfect for your science fiction fix. They really are like something out of fantasy.
April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and the Children's Center of Southwest Missouri hosted a party in the park. The purpose of the party was to raise awareness and learn what the community can do to protect local children. It included resources from more than 10 area organizations.
A lot of folks in the community aren't aware of what we have to offer, and there's new programs, new options, and resources coming about all the time. So we love to hold these events to make sure that everyone in the public knows what's going on.
There's absolutely no need to get frustrated. If you need resources, they're available. You just have to be willing to go take a look.
Today's event also featured various games and activities for all the kids. The community of Girard, Kansas today held a spring fling on the square. Attendees were able to shop for some new items while supporting local businesses. Officials say the event is a way for the community to get outside and enjoy the beginning of spring.
It means a lot to me. I travel to a lot of events all over the area, and to get to be involved with the community and get them involved in this also.
Today's spring fling kicked off at 9 this morning on the square. Coming up, Tesla is in trouble as they recall every Cybertruck. Plus, we'll take a look back at this week's top health stories. A warning for owners of Tesla's Cybertruck, and some healthy foods could contain potentially harmful chemicals. Christine Lazar explains in this Eye on Consumer report.
Consumer Reports says there's a significant amount of pesticides in about 20% of fruits and vegetables. According to the group, bell peppers, blueberries, potatoes, green beans, kale, spinach, and imported strawberries are most likely to have the chemicals. The good news, Consumer Reports found almost all organic produce is free of pesticides. Experts say washing fruits and veggies for 15 to 20 seconds under cold water does remove some pesticides, but not all. The FDA says counterfeit Botox caused an outbreak of botulism-like illness in 9 states. Federal regulators say at least 19 people got sick, with 9 of them requiring hospitalization. The FDA is working with the maker of Botox to remove the counterfeit products. Tesla is recalling more than 3,000 newly launched Cybertrucks. There's a possibility the accelerator pedal can get stuck inside a piece of trim and cause the vehicle to speed up, increasing the risk of a crash. The company says it will repair the accelerator for free. And those are some of the week's top consumer stories. I'm Christine Lazar, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Down to Earth in Pittsburgh today held its annual Earth Day plant sale and craft show. It included more than 5 vendors selling fruits and vegetables, freeze-dried candy, and handmade jewelry. Down to Earth also featured in-store sales to celebrate the holiday.
Events like this are great for small business because we get to showcase all of our awesome customers and the things that they do. We get to bring new products to the community, to people, things that people haven't necessarily seen before. And it also gives people a chance to try out. Do they want to go into business? Is this a good plan? It's kind of a trial market.
Today was the 5th annual Earth Day plant sale. The cells that keep water from going into the lungs, and many Americans say they aren't getting enough sleep. Michael George looks at some of this week's top health stories.
Scientists at the University of California, San Francisco have identified the cells in the human airway that help make sure water doesn't go down the wrong pipe. The neuroendocrine cells sense water or acid in the upper airway and send a signal to the brain to trigger a cough. The research could someday help provide better treatments for patients with chronic cough or to prevent pneumonia. Teens who spend too much time online and neglect other activities end up missing more school because of illness. Research published in the Archives of Disease in Childhood shows teen girls are more vulnerable than boys, and that not sleeping or exercising enough also plays a factor. And for the first time since 2001, a majority of Americans don't believe they're getting enough sleep. 57% of adults tell Gallup they would feel better if they got more shut-eye. The results are a total flip from about a decade ago, when 56% of U.S. adults said they did get the sleep they needed. Women under 50 are the group that's least likely to get enough rest. Those are some of the week's top health stories. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
A little later, Diamond is on the diamond, taking on Seneca. Brock Baldridge will have the highlights and more coming up.
Welcome back. So again, after some sunny skies initially on our Saturday, clouds began to roll in by this afternoon, and they're going to continue to roll in and bring at least a few of us some chances for showers. So again, this is from our camera on the Cornell Complex earlier this afternoon, downtown Joplin. You can see the clouds beginning to roll into the area, and they're going to be associated with some shower chances. Earlier today, again, a couple of stray showers, northern Bourbon County, more shower activity off to our north and west, but as you can see, clouds across a good portion of the area. So we started our Saturday pretty good. Some sunshine. It was chilly this morning, but could be a lot worse out there. And then we're just going to get this bulk of clouds rolling into the area as we head overnight tonight. And again, a few stray showers, especially in our northern counties, will be possible as we head overnight tonight. Otherwise, we're going to start to clear out. And that's going to be the fun part. So after about midnight or so, we'll start to see clouds decreasing, going partly cloudy, 39. So with that said, patchy frost will be possible at least in some locations. We'll have a north breeze at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Our Sunday, initially we were looking at some shower chances, but now we are looking at slightly better conditions. Maybe a few clouds in the morning, a stray cloud or two as we head into the afternoon. Otherwise, sunny skies, still not where we should be, only 62. But at least it'll look warmer out there. North breeze at 5 to 10 miles an hour. As we head into Sunday night, clear skies. So again, on the average, lows back into the low 40s, but some of us may fall back into the upper 30s. And we do have some patchy frost that'll be possible once again out there. So just keep that in mind if you got some outdoor vegetation. And winds will begin to calm down as we go overnight as well. And that's ahead of a relatively decent Monday for us as well. We start Monday, clear skies. By late night Monday, clouds will start to build in from the north, and that's associated with our round of storms that'll be rolling in by Tuesday across the area. So by Tuesday afternoon and evening, a few scattered showers and thunderstorms out there. Otherwise, we're mostly cloudy and temperatures right about back where they should be, right around that 70-degree mark again. Those storms will clear out, and by Wednesday, we're looking pretty good as well. Partly to mostly cloudy skies out there through most of our Wednesday, and highs about where they should be once again. Then we go into Thursday morning, and brewing in from the south, another round of showers and thunderstorms across the area. And these will continue to lift to the north. And again, remember with the future track, it's not saying there's just this giant shield of rain across the area. It's showing that in this zone, this is where the opportunity for some showers and thunderstorms will be, and those darker colors representing better chances of showers and storms, and of course that would mean some heavier rain as well. As we go overnight Thursday into Friday morning, that's where we get some thunderstorms out there, and we're keeping an eye on the possibility of a strong or potentially severe storm as we head into Friday morning. And then by the time we head into the weekend, we're going to see additional shower and thunderstorm chances. And while these may be a little more scattered initially, by Friday afternoon into Saturday, we're still looking at opportunities for additional strong to severe thunderstorms out there. So again, not bad for our Monday or Sunday. Still, not bad temperature-wise Tuesday. A few thunderstorms, close to average by Wednesday. And as we head through the rest of the week and into next weekend, that's when we're keeping an eye on those additional thunderstorm chances. And thunderstorm chances aside, look at those temperatures well above average into the 80s.
All right, thanks, Chris. Coming up in sports, Seneca visits Diamond for a non-conference baseball matchup. Plus, the St. Louis Cardinals look to put an end to their losing streak. Brock Baldridge brings us the highlights from the game and more.
This weekend, a couple of our local high school teams get together for a non-conference matchup. Diamond comes into the day winning 2 of their last 3. Meanwhile, Seneca looks to snap a losing streak. Early afternoon contest in Diamond as the Wildcats host the Seneca Indians. So we start in the first inning now as Ian Hefner is on the mound for the Indians and gets the back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning, gets the called third strike there. Seneca goes to the dugout. They trail 2-1 after the first. So we go to the second inning now as Giancarlo Martinez smashes this ball deep to left field, and that clears the fence for a 2-run homer, and that gives the Wildcats a 4-1 lead. So we go to the third inning now. Seneca's offense looks to respond as Cade Johnson's at the plate with 2 runners on, hits this ball past the infield, and 2 runs will come in to score. And Johnson goes into second base with a 2-run double. Seneca makes it a 4-3 game. So we go to the bottom of the third now. Austin Gerdner for Diamond gives this ball a ride deep to right field, and see you later. He goes opposite field for a 2-run homer. But in the end, it's Seneca who makes a huge comeback in extra innings. They beat Diamond by a final score of, get this, 22-14. The Missouri Southern Lions only have 2 more games remaining in the regular season. Now, this stretch for MSSU is key because this team is fighting for a hosting spot when it comes to NCAA Regionals time. Well, no problem for Southern this afternoon. It's senior day at Warren Turner Field, and the Lions rout the Griffins today, winning this game 14-6. Southern wins the series, and they have a chance to sweep tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pitt State, meanwhile, is on the road. The Gorillas win the high-scoring battle 10-8 against the Newman Jets. Dylan Kurahashi, Choi Fu, and Blake Mosley combined for 7 RBIs. Each guy homered in this game, and Pitt State, well, they will also go for the sweep tomorrow. And in softball today, Pitt State wraps up their final road contest of the regular season. The Gorillas win Game 1 10-9, and Pitt State completes the sweep by winning Game 2 6-4. So that leaves the door open for Pitt State to potentially win a league title if they're able to sweep the next homestand. And then, last but not least, over to Maryville. Missouri Southern's grinding out the rest of the season. Lions lose a couple of close games, 3-1 and 2-1. Missouri Southern will return home to face Newman and Central Oklahoma on Senior Day next weekend. Well, the St. Louis Cardinals return home to Busch Stadium, and the Cardinals can actually make up some ground in the division standings. But first, they have to host the first-place Milwaukee Brewers. Cardinals versus the Brew Crew of Milwaukee. Top of the first, Reese Hoskins gets all of it. Get up, get out, goodbye baseball. It's a home run, 2-run blast, and the Brewers lead 2-0. We go to the second inning now. Milwaukee leads 2-1. With the bases loaded as William Contreras goes deep to center field and looks like trouble, but Michael Saini makes a leaping grab at the wall and gets St. Louis out of the inning. So we go to the fourth inning now. Cardinals lead 4-2 as Bryce Turang goes down to golf this one to the St. Louis bullpen. That's a 2-run homer, ties the game 4-4. Next batter at the plate. Cardinals having trouble keeping that ball in the yard as Jackson Chirino goes deep to right field, and that one is gone. Back-to-back homers for the Brewers, and Milwaukee goes on to win the slugfest 12-5. Well, in Kauffman Stadium tonight, the Royals look to win their 10th straight home game. Kansas City was down 7-0 at one point, and they make a big comeback, but they still fall short. Baltimore wins the game 9-7. How about some action on the pitch tonight? Sporting KC faces St. Louis SC. Sporting was on their way to a win until Tomas Totlin of St. Louis SC scores a goal in stoppage time for St. Louis, and that match will end in a 3-3 draw. So Sporting Kansas City unable to get the win. St. Louis, maybe a new rival there. They can, ruffle some feathers there.
Absolutely. Thanks, Brock. We'll be right back. Finally tonight, a Florida village overrun by peacocks is taking action to control the population. They're not killing the birds, just snipping them. Here's CBS's Christian Benavides.
All right, We could probably fit these two in this truck.
In Pinecrest, Florida, a novel approach for a pesky predicament. Is this what you pictured?
No, I did not realize how many there were. I mean, how big of a problem.
Trapper Blake Wilkins is usually out chasing reptiles.
Similar to the iguanas, you know, the peacock population has exploded down here.
It is peacock overdrive.
Homeowner Reva Steinman says the beautiful, majestic birds act like they rule the roost.
They are an expensive nuisance.
Jumping on roofs, pecking at cars, damaging property, even stopping traffic, not to mention the noise. So many complaints, the village decided to act. The humane solution, peacock vasectomies.
You know what, leave the trap there.
Wilkins' team is tasked with trapping the peacocks. Wrangling the peacocks is no easy task, but it's just the first step in the process. Then exotic animal veterinarian Don Harris takes over.
If you do a vasectomy on one male, you could stop 7, 10, 15 females from reproducing.
The entire process is less than an hour.
The victory behind all this is we are not removing the masculinity of the males. They retain their beautiful appearance, they retain their beautiful tail, they retain their dominance.
The pilot program has ruffled a few feathers. Some residents feel the birds should be left alone, even stopping some caged peacocks from reaching the operating table.
We've had birds humanely enclosed, ready for the procedures, and people have come in and released them.
Still, other cities and towns across the country are calling Dr. Harris, looking to nip and snip their own peacock problem. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Pinecrest, Florida.
All right, again, so as we head into the weekend, not looking too bad for our Sunday or even our Monday. Some thunderstorm chances on Tuesday, and then we'll watch additional shower and thunderstorm chances heading into the weekend, keeping our eye on the possibility of some strong, maybe severe thunderstorms by next weekend. And on top of that, temperatures well above average into the 80s.
All right, final sports note.
Crowder baseball, they eclipsed 40 wins this season after splitting their doubleheader.
All right, that's our time for tonight. From all of us here at KOAM News, have a great night.